Hello, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to Ghostly Gossips. Today, I'm your host, Ditzy Derpy, and our co-host Sarah, and a special guest, Hyper Dreamer. No, Sarah, I just
Yeah.
realized. How am I
What?
taller than you right now?
It's because I'm actually smaller. You can tell by shoulder width.
Is that
And I
how
don't
it
mean
works?
no, it's like you're bigger than me on the screen.
Uh,
I actually do believe by default my character has wider shoulders than you.
I was about to say.
Also wider hips.
Oh, definitely. Yours is custom. Mine isn't. That custom.
I'm also just saying that because plus size character.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, welcome to the second episode of Ghostly Gossips.
Yes.
We'll be talking about the. We got five places we're going to be talking about that are around Portland area, and we also got some ghost stories from Hyper Dreamer, and some images that they gave us with that show it has ghost orbs and all that. But first, what we need to do is we need to go over the type of hauntings that can happen. Something we probably do every. I think every podcast is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no reason not to bring them up.
Exactly. Yeah, but we got the. But we got residual hauntings, which are pretty much just spiritual energy that is just was left behind, and they just kind of repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Honestly, me, that just sounds boring. Doesn't that sound boring to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got the intelligent hauntings. Now, these are the ones that are going to interact with the people in their surrounding. They're going to communicate. They're going to touch the people. They're not hostile at all. But they will make their presence known. And my most favorite one is poltergeist activity. This is where objects are going to move, lights are flickering, doors or windows will open without notice. Those are the fun stuff.
Yeah.
The ones
Fun
that
parts of Phasmo.
Exactly. Then we got the shadow people. Now, this is the one I don't like. Because I don't like the things that hide in the dark, and these people like to hide in the dark. They are just a shadowy figure that you can usually only end up seeing out of the corner of your eye. Sometimes they can even be caught on camera, but they're always shadowy. And usually when you get close to them, they vanish. And that part bothers me. Now, if I were to do a haunting, this one would definitely be me, though. Demonic haunting.
You're a little shit stirrer, that's for sure.
These are the aggressive ones. These are the ones that actually aren't scared, that will attack people. They typically look humanoid in visuals, but they are not human. Let's make that clear. Demonic hauntings are anything but human. They could be animals, demons, anything. Then we got a more rare type of haunting. They're called portal hauntings. These are where portals show up in an area and a lot of things move in and out of them, and they can represent any of the other hauntings. There's not many locations that have portal hauntings. Then you got the crisis hauntings. These are the ones where your life is in danger and you know you're alone, but you hear someone go and say, "Don't give up." or you see something off in the distance that tells you to follow it, and then you end up following it to civilization or somewhere where you'll be safe. Those are crisis hauntings. And then you got elemental hauntings. These usually tend to be around ritual areas. These are like where ritual sacrifices happen, and they are tied to nature. So this would be places like ancient sacrificing tables where they were sacrificing people to their gods and all of that.
Like the Mayans.
The Mayans, the Egyptians, cultists.
Christians at one point.
Yeah, Christians at one point. The Jewish, because they did sacrifices. Although I don't think they did human sacrifices.
Did the Christians do human sacrifices, or was it just animal sacrifices?
So getting a little biblical here.
I was just kind of curious.
They had one major human sacrifice that is actually the start of Christianity.
Yeah. Jesus Christ was a human sacrifice.
That's right, but it was the Romans who sacrificed Jesus, though, wasn't it?
Yes. Christianity didn't exist at that time.
Yeah, but it's still it's still he sacrificed himself for the rest of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had the whole resurrection bullshit, and that's a whole other can of tomatoes that we're not ready for. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was just a zombie. That it was our first instance of zombies happening.
Well, here's the thing: if one of the actual stories you can read, or like recountings in the Bible you can read, does have essentially a zombie apocalypse happen.
Yeah.
Because more than just Jesus gets resurrected in one of them.
I am all for a zombie apocalypse.
I'll just take out my parents' machete and I'll just start lopping off heads.
But now that we got the types of hauntings out of the way, how is everyone doing today?
I am doing splendidly. I'm perfect in every way.
I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that too.
I'm doing good myself.
You know, I definitely call bullshit on that one.
What?
You had to deal with me for the last 2 hours. No one should be good after that.
I'm going to therapy. I'm better.
Oh, damn it. I gotta get, next thing on my list, get rid of therapists. What? I'm trying to be like some of the ghosts in Phasmo, goddammit. I gotta make people go crazy.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Damn it! They got back before I could move my character into the seat. So, for those who are just only able to watch, we got two VTubers and then a webcam user. Filthy webcam user.
Don't you mean?
Hey,
listen?
well,
I love you still, Ross.
well, I mean, I used to be a VTuber, but then I got these fancy lights. Hey, Google, all lights purple. Which,
I don't know.
as
They look
you
more
know,
fake to me.
Yeah, that's just because this camera doesn't capture very well.
Zart, why? No.
But yeah, this is just because for my viewers, I can mess with my lights. There's even a redeem where it makes that Phasmophobia ghost sound and it turns the lights red. The ghost event. The red light ghost event.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, Google, all lights soft white.
I should probably turn off my Twitch redeems and all that. You know what? I'm going to keep the head pat.
Hey, Ziggy. Bed lamp off.
Okay.
There we go.
All right,
Sorry about that.
it's all good. So, the we got the 5 places we're going to be talking about today is the North Portland Library, which oddly enough has had nothing happen to it, but yet it's still somehow haunted. The Jansen Beach Carousel, the Hollywood Theater, the Baghdad Theater, and you know what? The Piece of Resistance, the big one for this stream or this podcast, the Roseland Theater, where we had a murder that happened in the 90s.
Yeah, that one's real interesting from what I've read.
It is a very interesting and good story. And we're going to save the best for last.
Oh, also interspersed with paper stories and pictures that they've taken.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I am. Oh God, that song that popped up. Oh, it gave me the shivers. Oh, that was so weird. All right, so some of these places that we're going to be talking about today are closed, or you doesn't have full public access. And some of them will not open up until like later on down the road. For example, we're gonna talk about the North Portland Library, which is located on North Killingsworth Street in Portland, Oregon, and it just happens to be right next to a crematorium.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Right at this moment, it is currently closed for reservations, or due to renovations, and plans to be reopened 2024/2025. They don't have an exact date. And when it does open, it will be normal library hours, which I would not know because I don't like libraries.
I kind of like them myself. Some libraries I've been to, they have like a little kind of mini museum thing. There was one that I went to where it had an Egyptian kind of museum thing kind of going on. It's just like a little section, like little
Okay.
tiny section, and that's with some libraries. Not all of them have that. The Lyndon B. Johnson Library here in Texas actually has a museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This one does not, despite its long history.
Yeah, but also museums are good because they also not museums, libraries.
Well, they are technically a library of sorts, a museum.
Yeah, libraries are good because also at some libraries you can get you can rent out tools that they're willing to lend you.
Mm-hmm. And
Or-
let's be honest, knowledge is power.
Or if you're looking for a book and you don't want to buy it yet, you can always go to the library, see if they have it, check it out, start reading it, see if you really like it, and then take it back and buy the book yourself.
Yeah, I don't read.
Yeah, it used to be the same way that I got Crazy Rich Asians, and then I read the second book, and then okay, I'm buying the whole the whole thing. Crazy Rich Asians, China Rich Girlfriend, Rich People Lives. So yeah.
So let's go over the history of the North Portland Library. It's very small and not that exciting, to be honest. It was built in 1912, and it's one of Portland's oldest branches of libraries. It's gone over renovations in 1999, and it's currently going through renovations right now. And it is the #1 community gathering hub for North Portland residents, which is weird. I didn't think kids liked to go to the library.
Some kids actually love going to the library.
They're
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah, even though Gen Z is apparently one of the lowest literacy rates for the last couple generations.
Yeah. And
What did you
so-
rent out a Kindle?
So, not a whole lot happens over here at North Portland Library, but there have been some reports of haunted activities. And so people have reported seeing shadow figures at this place. The types of hauntings that seem to be around here are residual and shadow, but there is a possibility of it also having some intelligent hauntings, because some of the shadow figures will pop up in the meeting rooms, which is a bit odd. Like, why would they need to be in there? The shadow figures have been spotted on camera also. During times where, like, low busy hours for the library, people have reported hearing footsteps on the other side of the bookshelves and not having anybody there at all. And that's like, wow. If I heard that, I'm out. And
Yeah.
in the areas where people have seen the shadow figures and heard the footsteps, they usually have the feeling of being watched, and the room tends to get really cold for no reason at all. It's like, and
That's creepy.
yeah. And the thing is there's been no reported murders here. No fires, no one was injured, no loss of life on the property. So some people are thinking it's either residual energy from past librarians and patrons who loved the place so much that they left spiritual energy there, or they're thinking it's spiritual energy being leaked from the crematorium. Which,
And a reminder for those who don't know what a crematorium is, where they burn bodies.
yes. Yeah, they go. Yeah, that's where they go and cremate bodies. So one of these days,
Luckily, they're dead.
One of these days, I will play Mortuary's assistant for you guys.
But will you make it through this time?
If I have someone in call with me. But yeah, so would you guys like to go visit that? Honestly, as long as they don't care if I'm not going to
No.
read,
I
I'd
would
go
not want to go
visit.
visit that. No.
I'd visit it.
A cemetery, maybe. That, no.
Oh man, you should have been here for the last one, the last episode.
Oh, I heard it on Spotify.
I worked at the cemetery.
Where you got mugged twice.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, Portland is not a safe area. Now, the next one. Portland Jansen Beach is area of Portland. It's in North Portland, right up against the border of Washington. And there's a lot of shopping centers there, a lot of docks, a lot of hotels, and all of that. Well, they used to have an amusement park there called the Jansen Beach Amusement Park. Now, when I moved up here, it was already closed and gone. But apparently that place is haunted. Even the area alone. But there is a carousel there that had a lot of activity around it. No one understood fully why. But the carousel was first built in 1904 by C.W. Parker. I have no idea who that is. I didn't bother to look them up because I don't see who's C.W. Parker. Like, what does C.W. stand for?
Concurrent winner.
Harley Weinstein? I'm kidding.
You see, it could be a lot of things. But it first showed up in St. Louis at the St. Louis World Fair. This carousel has traveled a lot, because after it was there, it went to Venice Beach. Is it?
Yeah, Venice Beach.
Yeah, Venice
Place.
Beach, California. And then from there, it wound up in Portland, Oregon in 1928. And it remained operational until 2012.
Yeah,
Now-
it stopped operating because it couldn't fathom that it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense for that one. Actually, I think that's when they dismantled it, was in 2012. Because the park closed before then, but they kept the carousel working in working order. But some of the major events that happened to this area was they had the park closure, which happened in 1970. But the carousel remained operational and in use. They did keep somebody there to use the carousel. Then the shopping centers kind of started taking over there, and that's when they decided to put it in storage. Some of the tragic events that they had there was they had somebody die in a roller coaster accident. They've had major flooding in the area, which is quite common during rainy season. And then there was a pretty major fire that devastated the amusement park, which wouldn't shock me if that was what caused the close of the.
Sounds like that place was cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
I have an amusement park near me that burned.
Yeah. Now, the type of hauntings that go on here appear to be residual and poltergeist activity. People have seen ghostly children dressed in 1920s era clothing. And all those children have been reported to play around the carousel. People, yeah. And anyone who knows what 1920 clothing looks like, it's kind of creepy looking, to be honest, in my opinion.
Well, not the flapper look. The flapper looked kind of cool.
Yeah, but for the children, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually really seen what children's clothes look like in the 1920s.
I have. I've seen what my grandfather was dressed up as in his early ages, and back then, you didn't get to boys didn't get to wear pants until they were of age.
Oh, that was still continued into the 1920s?
Yeah, by some families.
I remember. Okay, I'm a big Bridgerton fan, so I know in that time period, boys and girls both wore dresses, and they didn't wear pants until boys didn't wear pants until a certain age.
It was 16 for boys.
So they were wearing dresses even as teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, although in this show, Bridgerton, they take some creative liberty, and so, yeah, one of the boys is not of age of yet, and he's in pants, but he's going to school.
No. Yeah. But then people have reported hearing eerie sounds of children's laughter and whispers, especially around the carousel.
Were you just about to combine laughter and whispers?
Yes.
Lispers! We were hearing lispers!
But yeah, no, they'd hear like children. It's what sounded like children playing around the carousel. Which, anyone who's seen me play Phasmo, The moment I hear a child's laughter in that game, I turn around and I nope out.
Yep. I am privy to that. I have played with you on Phasmophobia, where you have literally noped out to the truck. You became van bitch,
Yep.
and I had to continue the
Over a-
investigation. Like you,
over
son
a
of
child's
a
over a child's laughter.
bitch. Yeah, I know it's creepy, but we still had to get the work done. And yet you give me shit for not.
I give
You come out as a
everyone shit.
hypocrite. You come out as a hypocrite. Just saying.
I just so you know, I give everyone shit. So
I know, but you give me shit over not wanting to continue something. So, and you're there scared out of your mind, and you just want to leave. You don't want to finish. You just want to leave. And
when I
yet
do
you give
that,
me
I
fit.
just
You
because
give
I want someone to die.
no. When you want someone to die, you hide with the cursed object, and then try to kill us. You try to go somewhere and hide and play with the cards or with the voodoo doll
know what
or
you're
with
talking
the
about.
Ouija board. Bullshit!
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done that in a year or so.
Oh, see there. You do know what I'm talking about. You
I
do
don't
know
know
what
what
I'm
you're
talking
talking about. I don't remember anything from a year ago.
Yeah, the last time somebody did something like that was Ezzy playing hide and seek.
Okay. The one of the times I remember, this was on your old account before shit hit the fan with the authenticator. Your old Twitch accounts I'm talking about.
Oh.
And you got lunch locked in, and he goes, "You
Yeah.
killed me!"
I still have that video. I still have that video. I know exactly what you're talking about with that one. There are times where I'm in a bad mood and I just go to watch that video just to cheer myself up.
Yeah. Oh my god, that video still makes me laugh every time I watch it.
And he still played with us the next day after that.
He still sometimes plays with me.
But
Sometimes. Only if Star's around.
so now let's go on with the other things. So they've had unexplained events happen around that carousel after the park was closed. We're talking the carousel would turn on and start playing its music.
Oh, well, that is creepy.
Yeah.
That is super creepy. A big machine like that turning on and playing its music. Oh my god, that is
Yeah.
creepy.
And there's nobody in the area when it happened. Like, physically, like, on the machine or touching it or anything, I should say.
I would turn around and walk away and go, nope.
People have reported seeing the horses shift positions as if somebody was riding on them.
Oh my god, that's even creepier.
Yeah.
Because those things are heavy. The amount of energy it would take for a ghost to actually do that to a horse on those things. That's a lot of energy, and that's scary.
I know. Yeah, no. And then they're thinking this is all because of the residual energy from the amount of joy and tragedies that have happened there. Because let's be honest here, amusement parks are fun. It was fun going to an amusement park as a kid.
Yeah.
That's going to leave a lot of spiritual energy, especially when you have a lot of kids going to them. And the fire devastated a lot of people. Like, no one died in the fire.
This amusement park is no longer in service. It's been abandoned.
It has been torn down completely and replaced with a shopping center.
Oh, okay. All right, because I've seen videos of amusement parks that have been abandoned and nature's taken over, and they look creepy as fuck.
Oh, I would love to go to one of those.
I would too.
But while all the evidence here are purely anecdotal, I honestly still find them very creepy, and who knows, this could actually be happening. Kind of hard now because you can't tell where the park was anymore. And now, Hyper, You should go over your stories before you continue on.
Well, I'll start out with the one when I lived in Harlingen, Texas. Harlingen. So you know how to say it.
I will never
'Cause
say it right.
because people have mistaken it for Arlington, and Harlington is definitely someplace different. That is up in the Panhandle. Harlingen is over in the southern tip of Texas. It
It's on the
is
penis of
30
Texas.
minutes north of Brownsville by car on the freeway. So south of Corpus Christi. Because people
Okay.
have literally thought that Corpus Christi was the southmost city in Texas. It is not. That is Brownsville. So I lived in this house and I moved in there in the early 2000s and we moved out in 2014. But while I was living there, I've had some experiences. One of them, which was where it physically touched me, it would literally pull on my bangs. Fan was not on. The AC was not on, and if it was air, it would be doing more than just one little section of my hair. It was like someone has taken their fingers and pulling on it, and I could feel the pulling.
Sorry, that
And
was me.
fuck you. No, but and I was actually in call with a friend of mine at the time on Skype. This is way before Discord was a thing. We were all using Skype at the time. And he actually happens to be a spiritual medium. And he told me what was happening when it was happening, and I hadn't told him a thing yet. So there was that. And I found out that it was the spirit of an elderly man residing in the room next to me, and he liked to be a little bit of a mischievous ghost. Nothing
Sounds like my type of ghost.
nothing really aggressive, nothing mean or malicious about it, just mischievous. And one of the things I would hear, and I've always been a night owl, so I'd be in my room playing video games on my console or watching TV, and my door would be open, and I would hear my dad's office chair roll, because we had all tile in that house, so I could hear when something happened across the other side of the house. And I would hear it roll, and I would see it in a different position than my dad would leave it in. So I would try to debunk it, and every time this happened, I had to ask him, Dad, did you play solitaire last night? Because he had the habit of getting up in the middle of the night playing solitaire. He said, no, I did not. And so I was like, okay. Another instance, I would leave a soda can on one end of the counter. I'd go in my room, do whatever it is, I'd come back out, and it's on the other end of the counter, completely where I did not leave it. People could say, oh, you must have forgotten that you put it on. It's like, no, I know for a fact it from one end to the other. And we've also had soda cans just seem to like full cans just seem to have disappeared.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There were times back in my World of Warcraft days, before I was on, official
50
servers.
paladin.
Back when I was before I was on official servers, I was on private servers because I couldn't afford I didn't have money coming in at the time. I'd be playing on my parents' computer because I didn't have a computer at the time. I'd be sitting in the dining room because that's where the computer was. And all of a sudden, the chandelier would start flickering and swaying just a little bit. And then that would stop, and it would stop swaying and stop flickering. And then the light over the sink would start flickering in a little bit and start swaying. It just looked like it was just going back and forth between the two. And I would just like go, hello, I see you there. And then it would just be kind of just like real, just kind of chilly in the room. Just chilly. Chillier than it's supposed to be. then there was this one instance where my mom and I were at home. We hear this loud bang. I was actually able to replicate the bang, but we couldn't figure out why it happened. The bang happened on a vent intake cover. You know, the intake cover for the AC unit?
Yeah.
That thing got banged on. And we couldn't explain how, because this is during the middle of the summer, and the house, we didn't really have the AC on for very long, and the house has never made that sound before, ever, the entire time we have been there. And that AC unit just happens to be outside my room. And so, and it's literally just across from the room that the ghost is living in. So I just kind of put two and two together. It's like, okay, he's playing a trick on us. Another thing that I found really kind of weird, again, all tile house, one specific tile was always warm. Not sure why this was happening. But
Every
there's
night I would breathe on that one specific tile.
but it was kind of a godsend to me, because sometimes I'd be cold. I'd just like be wrapped up in a blanket, and I would just, stand there and just kind of like warm my feet on that tile. Yeah, it was warm enough to actually warm my feet.
Good.
Just that specific tile. If it was so hot water flowing through, I think I would feel it on the other tiles as well.
Yeah.
My father couldn't even explain. He asked me, why is that warm? I was like, I have no idea. No idea why that is warm. I do not have an explanation as to why. That's just something weird that has happened. Okay, so a few years later, we move out of that house. We moved to in Mildred, Texas, just outside of Corsicana. It used to be called Tuckertown before. It was an oil boom town, but that's a whole nother story. I have experienced footsteps in that house. I just told it to go away and leave me alone. I haven't had it since. I have seen a full-bodied apparition in that house while playing on my computer. Saw it at the corner of my eye, full-body silhouette of a woman walking by. Only saw that happen one time. It freaked me the fuck out. I'll tell you that.
No, that would
Seeing
freak
as-
anyone out.
Yeah. I have I have heard a story of my neighbor, my former neighbor. He lives across the street from me. He has since moved out a few years ago. He told me he had faucets that would turn on their own, and he's a general contractor, and he knows about this kind of stuff. He knows he knows it wasn't supposed to happen. Like, pressure was not causing this to happen. They would just automatically just turn on every time he turned them off. And he said that there's this figure in the wooded areas in the back of his property that he did not want to go into detail about. He looked completely terrified just talking about it. One time we were helping him with his dog who had gotten injured. We were helping it into the back of his truck, and his wife was thanking us for helping, and she said, "I just cannot wait to get out of here." And the look on her face was that of terror. Like, she just was literally scared of this location. I have a feeling the reason that they wanted to leave was because of the haunting that was happening around their place. The area that I lived in, the land I lived on, that my parents still currently live on, is technically haunted. It's just more so across the street from us than my parents' house. And then the next people who moved in, which I actually became friends with, it was a brother and sister who moved in with his son, with his kids, his son and daughter. And there was a spirit of a man in that bathroom. He did not like men. That was part of the reason why my friend did not sleep in the master bedroom even after she moved out. And she moved out before he did. And that was a part of the reason why he didn't live in that room, I have to assume. But I was in that bathroom and I felt just this negative pressure on top of me, wanting to push me out. It was not pleasant. I don't know about the
pressure?
current... Huh?
Like, it felt like something was pushing you, or?
It felt like just like pressure just was pushing against me to go out. Like, I didn't feel like physical hands pushing on me. I felt like pressure was just all I could say is just like felt like negative pressure just wanting me to get out of there.
Okay.
I don't know about the current tenants that are living there now. I don't know much about them. They seem nice and friendly. But I that's just something you just don't bring up casually. Especially if you don't know them well enough. But there's a reason why I actually don't step off the back deck at night. And that's because I get this weird negative vibe telling me to don't you dare come out here. Don't you dare. And I don't. And it's not because that there are snakes. That's part of the reason, but that's not the main reason. I just have always felt uncomfortable walking outside alone. If I'm with someone, I feel like I can do it. But if you're alone out there, no, don't. Mm-mm. After dark,
Out of spite.
go for it.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be like, I challenge you to a duel, and then pull out a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Send him back to the Shadow Realm. And then on Halloween night, I took some pictures. There is a picture. One of them is of a moth, and it's just pretty cool because it looks like a fairy.
Yeah, we'll be showing that picture a bit later.
Mm-hmm. But I think that pretty much does it for my stories.
Okay. Well, I don't want to start the next one quite yet. So, Sarah, if you got any stories, I want to wait till ads are finished before we start the next one.
Oh, there are ads right now?
No, we got like 10 minutes before the ads start.
Oh, okay.
We have.
Spartan, what's wrong? Are you trying to set my chat on fire again?
No, Martin wanted to catch you.
And then I disabled all of the Twitch redeems.
That scream emoji is so funny.
I want to get one of my character doing that.
You know, I would love to get a scream emoji too. Now that I think about it, I would have to pay for that.
Yeah,
Money right now to do it.
and that one's not that hard to do, to be honest.
I don't really have any haunting stories beyond what I've actually already told.
Did you tell him on this though?
Come on, that's fine. It's supposed to be a podcast. I can't have random sounds popping off every time.
Yeah, but my only real haunting story is the one with the holy ghost and the car incident.
Okay. I mean, I could go over some of the experiences my family's gone through.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, the closest thing to like maybe a haunting was I have been at what is more likely than not a haunted location, but I'm also like, I shouldn't really talk about the location until we get to Utah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the location, just for everyone's information, is Lagoon Theme Park.
Ah, okay.
It's had multiple fires.
Yeah, me and my family, we're all pretty spiritually, like, The spirits like messing with us.
It's just fun to mess with.
It's like, remember one time I remember seeing my aunt run into our house and locking our doors in fear. And there's a graveyard at the corner of our road for us, and she drove by it, and she saw a female figure out there, and she looked it right in the eyes, and it ended up chasing her all the way to our house. And it was keeping up with the speed of the car.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I actually do have a graveyard story. It's short.
Do it.
Okay, so this goes back to Harlingen. This is before I even went to beauty school, so this is like probably 2010, maybe. I was just out walking. This was Halloween night of all times. And I come across the segregated cemetery that's still in Harlingen. Yeah, it is segregated for races. Don't know why it still is, but I think it's just because it was at that time and it just still is.
Okay, I know where I want to be buried. I want to be buried on the black side.
But it's probably more Hispanic and white in there.
You know what?
so-
I don't care. I want to be buried on the Hispanic side. Then I hear they like to party a lot, and I want to go to one of their parties.
Okay, well, this one's actually kind of creeped me out. I was looking at the cemetery, and there was just this light fog that's just around the cemetery and the dirt road next to it. Just mist, I should say, which was really kind of eerie looking. And it was kind of like, didn't even come like towards the street at all. It just like kind of like stopped short before the fence
It's
and the
like,
gate.
come in.
It was really,
I
really
promise
creepy
you
looking.
Nothing. I promise
And-
nothing will happen to you.
And next thing I know, I see a couple of red looking dots, kind of like spaced apart for eyes, go right into the ground. That freaked me out. And I was dating at the time. I had a boyfriend at the time. I went in a completely different direction, and then I thought I felt a scratch on my back. So the next day I had my boyfriend look at it. It's like there is a scratch, but looks like it came from a tree. So I might have literally been
Whatever that is, whatever that was, it threw a tree at you.
Well, there was a low-lying branch, and I probably just, when I ducked, I probably just came up a little bit too early and scratched my back a little bit. So that's probably what happened.
Just so you guys know, ad breaks are starting in 5 minutes. There'll be 3 minutes of ads. Twitch sub, Prime, and Turbo will not get ads unless you have an ad blocker. Then you won't get ads either, if your ad blocker works.
Even my ad blocker doesn't work for Twitch.
Yeah, there are some that do apparently, but I don't know which ones.
Mm.
And then once the ad starts, we'll take a quick break, 3-minute break, and we'll get started with the Hollywood Theater.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me in Harlingen. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I have another one. I just remembered. Back when I was dating my boyfriend. He lived on land. His parents lived on land, and they had a territorial spirit on that land. We went to his house. I can't remember we went to his parents' house. I don't remember for what reason, but I didn't get out of the car. I just stayed. It was a still night, no breeze, no wind at all. It was just very still. And at the end of their caliche driveway, they had these reflectors to mark the end of it because there was no building. It was just, there was no carport. So one of the reflectors was starting to sway just back and forth. Just one of them back and forth ever so slightly, and my boyfriend told me not to get out of the car because of the spirit. My boyfriend at the time is a practicing witch.
Okay.
So, and he still
Where
is
can
to
I get
this
a boyfriend like that?
Be careful of what you wish for. Um, so it was just this. It was he saw it too, and he said, "Yeah, that's the spirit right there, trying to lure you out." So it was trying to lure me out to attack me. Luckily, I stayed in the car. It that was just like the one thing that I saw that aside from my own experiences outside my house, like at the time, it's like that was just real creepy. Just real creepy.
You know how in like some of those movies where actually there's one legend where you stop on a railroad track and you see a bunch of children's hands on the back of your car and your car starts moving on its own while in neutral. They push it off the railroad track. I want to be one of those ghosts that puts their face right up against the window and makes a weird face. So at least I didn't break.
Are you trying to save their lives?
No, I ain't saving their life. I'm just doing that to be weird.
I'm just literally picturing your VTuber avatar doing that. Oh my god. If you could make your VTuber avatar look ghostly for these things, that would be kind of cool.
Oh, I wish I could. I don't have that kind of ability though.
Make it kind of transparent if you can.
Oh, wait. Can I? Let's find out. I am now a ghost. I am now coming back. I am now a ghost. I am now coming back.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it.
Wait, did I save the filter?
You never
Yes,
thought
I
of that,
did.
did you?
I did save the filter. I never thought of that. Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, and Smartin, I promise they'll be back on for before stream tonight. I promise. So you'll be able to throw stuff, be able to try to catch me again later tonight. If you can. That's the reason why that scream was there. It's because they fail most of the time. And then you got Valdred here. When he throws it, it catches me automatically, and it's like he's throwing 3 Pokeballs at me, and 2 out of the 3 times caught me. All right. See, Spartan, I am the boss. That is why you can't catch me so easily. But the ads are about to start, so we're gonna go and take a break. I will see you guys, when you guys get back from ads.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to use the bathroom. You may have my charger. Ugh.
That break's still in progress, so. Yeah, no, now that I'm rereading over these bullet points, yeah, you can definitely tell they were done on a phone.
What?
Oh, for my bullet points.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I just see a lot of grammatical errors and spelling errors. Apparently, I can't spell authority. But then again, I have a problem with authority, apparently, from what some people say.
This is true. You do have a problem with authority.
I don't know. I
You
don't think
tend to go like, if someone says no, you go, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I do. No, that's just called being a brat.
Yeah, that's also having a problem with authority, but yeah.
So here's a question.
Okay,
Have you
looks
been-
like we're back.
Well, somewhat. We still got like 3 seconds left before it's officially over for those late
Okay.
ad viewers. And now we're back. Welcome back for the ads, everyone. We are going to be now talking about the Hollywood Theater. Now, the Hollywood Theater will have residual hauntings, intellectual hauntings, poltergeist activity, and shadow people hauntings. So, yeah, now this place is one of the more active ones. Now, this place is located on Northeast Sandy Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. It is open to the public. The catch is, though, if you want to get in there, you must purchase a ticket to watch a movie. It is an active movie theater, and they do mostly independent films. Now, the history of this building, it's really not overly exciting, to be honest. It was built in 1926 with a Spanish colonial revival style. I have no idea what that is, to be honest. When I think Spanish colonial, I think the Mist in Final Fantasy XIV. Like the housing area. I think of that as Spanish colonial, but revival style, I don't know what that means. Now, this is actually a cultured landmark for Portland, for Portland. A lot of the
Excuse me.
locals go to this place a lot. I mean, it is an active movie theater after all. Unfortunately, this building has come into a point of where it was basically abandoned at one point back in the 1970s. But thankfully, the powers that be decided to bring him back. And now they are doing modern films and all that fun jazz. Unfortunately, yeah, no major events that would cause any of the hauntings that are going on there. A lot of people seem to think that it's because a lot of people love the place. Performers, patrons, all really loved the place while they were there. Now, a lot of the hauntings that tend to happen here, people keep finding male apparitions being like, then they're like well dressed, about middle aged, and they'll be spotted floating in the upstairs lobby area. And when you get close, they just vanish. People have reported there being a blonde woman in high heels just pacing through the hallways nervously. And she is often accompanied with the smell of cigarettes. Which, if you go through that place and she's not around, there is no cigarette smell at all in there.
Well, yeah, the laws make so that you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, exactly. When sometimes they'll hold live performances, and sometimes like actors and all that will see somebody out in the audience. It just looks out of place. Like they don't belong there. And they're usually like all the way in like the back row. I have to say that one kind of would spook me a little bit if I saw that if I was a performer.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
spook me too. I'd probably piss myself.
And if any of the audience members gets too close to it, it vanishes. And the audience members don't even see it either. Which makes it even more weird. And the fact that it's happened to multiple performers gives it a little bit more legitimacy. And not just somebody having a schizophrenic episode. Some people have reported being touched, feeling taps on their backs and shoulders. Especially in areas where there is nobody around them. Like, they'll be in an empty hallway and they'll feel someone tap their shoulder or tap their back. That right there. Whoa. I'd be running them after I see that there's nobody behind me. People have also said that those taps have like a whisper that they can't understand also. At night, some eerie events ends up happening. And these events only happen at night. People have reported hearing muffled footsteps, hearing faint voices in rooms that there's nobody in, and lights flickering. And when those lights were on during the day, they weren't flickering at all. Like, I'm sorry, but that's kind of like, oof. They've seen doors open up. Just out of nowhere, like somebody's walking up and a door will just open on its own. Like, I'm sorry, but if I saw that in real life, I'd be like, no, I'm going. I'm out. Go in. That way, away from the door. I know what that means, and I ain't falling for that trap.
Why not, Derby?
Because I know it's always in every movie horror film that you watch. A door opens, someone walks in, and the door closes right behind them, and they can't leave. Yeah, no, I know how that goes. I know how that ends. I'm not gonna be that dumb person to walk through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't mind going there during the day. Definitely not at night. I definitely don't want to be there at night. And I think a lot of these people are like past patrons and performers that they're seeing. Now, This next one actually does have some pretty bad events that has happened to it. This is the Baghdad Theater. It is located on Southeast Hawthorne Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. Now, I've been around that area, and just outside the building looks creepy on its own. Yeah, that building gives off a creepy feeling. Now, it is open to the public. It is a pub and theater now. So when you go there, I'm assuming in order to explore there, you actually have to be a patron there. So, the theater was built in 1927 by Universal Studio. And they went with a Middle East inspired architecture for it on the inside. And it primarily hosted silent films, live performance, and then eventually went to more modern films. Now, the events that have happened here. There's been 3 major, 2 reported events, 1 urban legend. So, and with the way how I know what Portland's like, the urban legend could be actually really very true. In 1928, a stagehand had died in a work-related accident behind the screen. And his ghost has been seen walking around the back of the screen. And sometimes coming out to the main stage. In 1945, the projector booth caught on fire. And rumors have said that the projectionist that was in there succumbed to smoke inhalations while trying to save the film reels. And the urban legend for this place is very plausible because of, if anyone knows what homeless people are like, where there's a will, there's a way when it comes to the homeless people. But in the 1980s, the building was heavily neglected. And the urban legend for this claims that a homeless person got inside the building and then ended up dying in the basement unnoticed. Now, how true it is, no one was ever able to verify that. I think whoever ended up buying it would be the only one who could verify something like that. And let's be honest, I don't think anyone's willing to openly admit, someone died in my building.
Yeah.
I would.
I should say
openly admit it.
I should say for a place of business. Murders, death.
I would.
Yeah, murders and death tend to kill business. So
Depends on what kind of business.
this is true. But for a restaurant business, it tends to kill it.
Oh, don't worry. A dead body. Somebody died down in the basement. So there was a dead body down there, but it's been removed and cleansed. Just not cleanse the spiritual energy.
Don't worry.
If your fork seems to suddenly just levitate off the table, don't worry. That's just a ghost playing with you.
You know, Rez, I think you may like this one place called the Raven Manor in Portland.
Ooh,
It is like a Halloween themed restaurant, and it's open year round.
If I come to visit you, Tippy, we're going there. We're going to lunch and dinner there. You, me.
So, all right. Now, the paranormal activities that have happened here, pretty much similar to most places. People have reported seeing the shadowy figures, mainly around the backstage, and main stage. And they believe that's the stagehand. People have heard eerie sounds, things like whispering, faint music, and they're always heard in empty theaters late at night. I'm sorry, but if I heard that, I'd stick my head in, see nobody's there, and nope the fuck out.
I'm with you on that.
And those were reported by security guards. And those are on file. Whether it's public record or not, I don't know. I don't know if daily activity reports are public record. But the security guards have come out and stated, yes, we have heard this kind of stuff.
It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Now, in the bathrooms. Yes, the bathrooms of this place is haunted.
That would suck.
Ghosts people have reported feeling the feeling of being watched in the bathroom. And then the bathroom
that is
starting to get cold. And then a shadowy figure will appear.
You know, I better be heading for a good time if you're keeping on me in the bathroom. Just saying. We're going to be having a good time.
Like, just saying that sent shivers down my spine. Because I'm imagining myself in that situation, and I'm on the toilet. Whatever's in my system is no longer in my system anymore.
Likely your pants are already down and you're sitting on the toilet so you don't shit yourself.
Maybe they're just trying to help you shit.
Maybe. But it's still scary, and the fact that it drops the temperature of the room when it shows makes it even worse.
Is this a Hantu?
I don't know. Maybe. And then the staff...
That sounds like a Hantu, honestly.
It does. And the staff have reported unexplained movement, like utensils being moved from where they placed them. Doors being opened without a breeze. And they got like this little the heavy swing doors in there. And those doors just opening and closing on their own. Lights flickering at night while the staff is cleaning at night. And they wouldn't do that during the day. Like, ooh, that one. I mean, thank God my light flickers during the day because it's flickering right now. So I'm pretty sure it's something electrical.
Ooh.
It's just. But yeah, no, but for that to only happen at night, I'm like, something is trying to show itself. I don't want to see you. Let me work in peace, please.
Yeah, give us 0 signs, please.
Wait, is it actually trying to manifest right now?
I don't know. No, I think it's actual electrical because this all happened after they fixed our heater.
Okay.
Then people have reported a phantom scent, mainly a sweet scent, said to be from a performer from the theater back in the Vaudeville era. What? Vaudeville era.
Vaudeville, yeah.
Yeah. I still don't know what that is.
It's I think it happened like right before the 1920s.
Was that like
It's a theatrical genre originating from France.
In the late 19th century, it featured a variety of entertainment, including comedies, songs, ballads, and light poetry. A vaudevillian is a person who performs or writes for vaudeville.
Hmm. I
So,
learned
yeah,
something new every day.
I knew about vaudeville for a while because I used to watch I Love Lucy, and Fred Mertz was a vaudeville performer.
Okay. 'Cause
I'm pretty sure you know what I Love Lucy is, right?
Yes,
Derpy?
I do. I do know what I Love Lucy is.
Okay, then you probably haven't seen every episode, or you probably don't remember.
I haven't seen every episode, but I have seen some episodes.
Oh, it's a great show. I love it. You can catch every single episode on Paramount Plus, because the networks, when it's on airing on TV, they take out a lot of the episodes, which is like, because I grew up watching all the episodes, and when I was rewatching it on network TV, I'm like, where's this episode? Why are we starting here on this episode when that was a few episodes later? It's like, you know.
Politics. That's how I look at it. And not like political politics, like
No.
entertainment politics.
Yeah, it felt like, oh, they did a Dragon Ball Z to I Love Lucy.
Yep. So now, while we have time, we should go and look over some of the photos. I'm sorry, Russ, but you're gonna get covered for this bit.
That's okay. Cover my ugly mug.
There we go. Oh, wait. No, wait. Here we go. So we got a picture of, I don't know which one this is. Russ, which
look.
property is this? Is this all these photos like
They're all the same property.
they're all the same property? Like where?
Oh, well, right now we're like at the backyard.
No, I mean like where in
Town.
Texas?
Oh, Mildred, Texas.
Mildred, Texas.
Just
Okay.
Just outside of Corsicana. This is on my parents' 2 acres of land.
So you remember when we were talking about a ferry earlier for the pictures? This is the picture that has a bug that looks like a fairy. You can see it right here, this big glowy white thing. Now, if anyone knows anything about moths, their scales reflect light. So, whenever light hits it, whee, it just sends it right back.
And just the way it sent, it just makes it look like a fairy.
Yes.
Which, this is one of my favorite photos. This is actually my favorite photo of all the photos I've taken because of that, because it's just so cool.
Now, here's my question, guys. What you see right back here is a fairly dark picture. You got looks like some trees, a little dot over there by one of the trees. Picnic, patio table and some chairs that are flipped over. A walkway.
And there was a reason for
flowers.
them being flipped over. I don't remember what they were, but I can guarantee it was not a ghostly reason.
No. Definitely not ghostly. There is a reason for it. I just don't remember the exact reason.
If
But
it
it was-
had to do with weather.
Yeah, it usually is. And then you see like a little red dot in the garden bed that's right next to the walkway, and all
Which
that.
we kind of debated what the hell that was.
Yes, hey, it took us a long time to figure out what it was, if it was a ghost orb or not.
Turns out it was a dragonfly light after all.
So I took the liberty to enhance the photo, give it a little bit more light, because my phone has the ability to do that. I don't know how to do it on anything else. You can see I ended up circling the little that dot on the tree, the little fairy looking thing, and the red light with a red circle. Those are areas where those are not spiritually related.
Okay, the on the tree.
Yeah, that's an insect.
Yeah, that is an insect. But when I looked at it closer, I opened it up in browser, and because you had reshared the photos with me after you circled those, I looked at posters like, oh, that actually looks like a fairy dancing. You can't see from here because it looks like a little light white dot. But if you also look carefully, you can also see all the other little
Yep.
orbs around here. Not just the ones that are circled white. You can actually see all the other orbs.
Apparently, one of my viewers got a lube ad.
How lewd. How lewd.
So, the things circled in white are where there are some actual ghost orbs are located. Some of the rest of the ones, the rest of those are dust particles.
Okay, I couldn't. Well, okay, I didn't.
Yeah,
well,
I
okay.
did some hard like searching into them, and
Okay.
I ended up coming to the conclusion those are dust particles.
Yeah.
Right next to the red light, there is a white circle that I made around a bluish orb.
Mm-hmm.
That is a ghost orb, or what could be a ghost orb.
It is one. It is
Yeah.
really. I zoomed in on it. That is a legit ghost orb.
Yes. Now I actually have to go and open it up myself because holy cow. There's a blue dot right there's another circle right above that has another orb in it. But this orb is even harder to see.
Yeah, I actually had to zoom in to see that one.
Yeah.
But it's also another blue orb.
Yes. While the others look like orbs, they're too reflective of light. And some of them are too rigid around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made me decide, yeah, those are most likely dust particles. Now, hold on. Now let's go to the next image. So the next image, it's the same back lawn, but at a different time. The bugs that were in there are now gone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But that red dot that was there is now a bluish white dot.
Yeah. It is a dragonfly light that changes color. So my mom may have had that at that time. So I can't exactly remember when she got them, but obviously she had them at that time.
Now, looking at the image normally, you can kind of see something that would some of the what looks like orbs. We'll go in. It's going to be all the same things that are in the previous image when it comes to how it looks. Now we're going to go to the next one. I took the liberty of enhancing this one, made it a little bit brighter than it was before. I got to go through it onto mine. Now, I definitely did not get all the orbs in this one. This one definitely had a lot of orbs in it. I actually now see one that's right in one of the trees that I missed right on the other side of the red dot.
Yeah, it's right on that on the branch.
Right at the
It's
Y
funny,
section.
fun fact, that tree is no longer there.
And pretty much, now we can guarantee that these are orbs either. Just so you guys know, they could be dust particles. Unfortunately, it's really hard to tell an orb from a dust particle. So, do keep your speculations. Like, if you believe that they're ghost orb, they most likely are, to be honest. I believe that these ones are ghost orbs. But
yeah, I've been told by multiple people that these are ghost orbs and not dust particles. And this is outside, mind you. I'm outside. I'm not underneath a porch. I am actually just a couple of feet away from that sidewalk.
Yeah.
Or that pathway.
Now, I took the liberty of circling the things that are definitely dust particles. Because dust particles will reflect a lot of light. And these ones definitely stood out heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, actually, I don't even. There's a little bit of a light in there that's like in one of the white circles. But yeah, pretty much you can go through. We got like 2 dust particles that I've circled, and then we got the blue light. And this blue light was what caused us to be like, is this an orb or not? With the last one, we had to use the red one, and we eventually determined.
And
Yeah.
there's a reason why we were thinking that, because I actually shared with Derpy a picture from when I lived in Harlingen of my bed. We're not going to show that.
Yeah.
But there is an orb coming out of my bed. That it was clear as day orb. You can even see the little trail on it, which is kind of weird.
So, and this picture right here, it's got a lot of particles and orbs in it. Like, you can definitely tell there's a lot going on here.
And I did not take this with a phone digital camera. I took this with an actual digital camera.
Yes. The phones have a tendency to clean up photos from this kind of stuff. Now, let's move over to the next image. Like, I can't really describe a whole lot, like how to locate, because I'm not very good at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is still the same area as before, just more towards the picnic table or the patio table. Now, you can already see.
I can already see one up towards like the top.
Yeah.
Left hand, like a big transparent orb.
Yeah.
At the top.
So this is showing more of the lawn closer towards the patio table. Now, if we go to the enhanced version, you can actually start to see. Oh, let me go over here. You can actually see some actual orbs that are different colors.
Yeah, I see a blue and a green.
Yeah, there's blue
some
orbs,
white.
green orbs, white. There's even a red orb in there.
Where's the red orb?
So if you go to the lowest circle, go to the most narrow end of it. And there is a red orb there.
I don't think that's really red. I think that has to do with the reddish kind of ground looking
No.
right there and making it
You know what?
transparent.
Now I got a closer look of it. I do have to agree with that, because it does fade off into green. But that was very difficult to spot.
And at the other end, looks like there's one big, huge orb on the other end of it.
Yes, there
that
is.
Same circle.
Yes, and I didn't even bother trying to circle all the orbs, because there's just a lot going on in here. Yeah,
there is a lot. Little history about this property. It is just, I'm sorry, I'm going to say a little history. Just like there's an explanation why there are so many orbs. My house resides on the original main road that was in a town called Tuckertown, which was an oil boom town in Texas. There's an old electrical switching station in the back of my property. And across the street they have the foundations for the bank. But there were 2 fires that happened in this area, and there have been deaths claimed from this one. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because again, that's for another.
Yeah, we will be talking about that eventually.
Yes.
Because that sounds like a really interesting piece of history when it comes to Texas.
And honestly, a lot of interesting history is overlooked. I'm not talking about Texas, I'm talking about in general. That's why I'm loving what Derpy's doing, because she's talking about some history of these places that kind of just fly under the radar. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
they are haunted locations, but they fly under the radar. And I really appreciate Derpy doing this because this is bringing light to what people should know.
I agree. I think people should know, but especially ghost people who want to be like go to places where they can see paranormal activity and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can't always guarantee that paranormal activity will happen at a location. Unfortunately,
I've been to a museum that was haunted, and I didn't have any hunting interactions.
Yeah.
happen.
It all comes down to, is there enough energy at that moment? Does the spirit even want to? Is another one. Because sometimes they don't even care about you. They want nothing to do with you. And if they do want something to do with you, be careful.
Yes, be careful. It could either want to harm you, or it could want your help.
Yes. And unless you're trained and you're experienced, you won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
now,
sometimes the ones that want to harm you will trick you
yes.
into thinking that they want help. Those are the most dangerous ones.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. Now, is this one also the backyard?
That's the front yard.
So that is the front yard? That's what I thought. Okay. I had a feeling this was the front yard. Now, you can already kind of see where some of the orbs are in this one. The light hits just in a way when that flash went off, where you can see some of the orbs. But there's even more orbs back there, and a bug. There is a bug out there.
I mean, it is Texas out in the country, so of course
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah. You can't really see the bug that well in this one, but you can see it in the enhanced version. What you're seeing when you look at this photo, for those who aren't watching, you'll see a walkway coming up, or a stone walk. Well,
Stone path.
yeah, stone path. Not like gravel or anything. Actual like stone stepping stones that leads
And then
into
there's
what?
gravel that leads into the gravel area.
Yeah, that leads into a gravel area with more stepping stones. And to the left of the picture, there's 2 trees. To the right, it's just yard and woods in the back, along with some telephone poles. Not a whole lot going on in this image right off the bat. But when you enhance it, I took the liberty of circling where the ghost orbs were and where the bug was.
You just went back to the backyard.
Wait, did I?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, hi, me.
Hi!
Hi, me again.
Hold on. For some odd reason, it decided to start it. No.
Is it doing the automatic thing?
It is.
Okay, you might have to switch it and turn that off manually.
It's supposed to be turned off.
I know.
Okay, there we go. Now, when you... Okay, it stayed. I just had to make sure.
This big white circle over here, I can see 3 orbs.
Yes, there's 3 orbs in that large circle on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the small little red circle is an insect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you go up off into the wooded area towards the back of the photo. There is another circle there. That is very hard to see, but it is there. And there are other circles, but I couldn't justify that they were ghost orbs because they were just not visible enough. when it comes to back there.
As you can tell, I took this just as the sun went down.
Yes. Now you go to the left of the bug, and you'll see 4 separate circles, all right next to each other, close to that bug. Those appear to be ghost orbs.
When I looked at one of those, with the normal one, I could have sworn one of them looked like they had a face.
Mm-hmm.
That was the creepy one. That creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, that one has a face.
Now, if I'm gonna go back to the previous one.
You actually have it circled.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it has 2 eyes.
Now, look. If you look in between that tree, can you see a ghost orb in there at all?
No,
I
couldn't see it. I could not see it at all. So that was one I didn't catch. That's fun fact. That's actually in front of our front door.
But when I enhanced it, boom, ghost orb right in between those 2 trees.
Yep.
Wow. Means higher chance that it's
So.
thing.
So yeah, no, and if out of everything that is here, that one I can definitely confirm to be a ghost orb.
Yeah. Now, now going back to this one, we have these cluster of 4 ghost orbs. The biggest circle out of that cluster of 4, which is in the middle of the 3 on the bottom.
Yeah.
If you look, there's like 2 little holes in it, almost like eye holes. That's the one.
It looks like it got a little mouth underneath it.
Yeah. That one is the one that gave me the biggest creeps after reviewing the photos, taking a real good look. It's like, holy shit. Because that's a really good photo.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, this one is a really good photo. But yeah, no, that's like, wow.
The one right above it,
to the right or to the left?
It almost looks like, to the left. Almost looks like a silhouette.
Yeah?
Not an orb, a silhouette. Because it doesn't look like an orb at all. It looks like a silhouette of a ghost. Is that what you thought too?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
I never saw that before. And having this enhanced, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no. One thing I like about my phone is it's really good at enhancing. Like, all I did was increase the light balance.
And that looks like it's on my property, right next to the street.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't see the street in this photo, but the street's actually is really probably like right where that ghost is.
Yeah. Now, then, let's go over to the next photo. I think this one you took from your front porch or your back porch.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, that's from my back porch. That black thing in the back there. That is our fire pit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That fire pit, that black thing right there, gives me ominous vibes just because of how black it is.
Oh yeah, well that's the cover that we put on there, and yes, it is ominous because what I found twice in a row, I have found snakes underneath that thing. So yeah, that is ominous.
Yeah. Like, you can already see some, like, ghost orbs in here. Now, I didn't circle anything in here in this one. I forgot to be honest.
Bad derpy.
I mean, I did all this before the podcast stream, so. But, yeah, so just in this base image alone, you can already see some stuff that kind of looks like orbs.
Yeah, I see one at the top next to the rafters.
Yeah, that's actually a dust. That is actually a dust particle.
Okay, that underlying thing is okay. Because
yeah.
I can see it's underlying. Okay.
Now we go over.
Yeah.
Now, do you see why I find it ominous? Even after the enhancement, it is still pitch black.
At least you know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see a green orb.
Yes. I decided, hey, let's let you guys see what you can find that could be orbs.
Okay, I see another orb up in the tree. I see 3 orbs up in the trees. Over on the left-hand side next to Derpy. Right next to a bug.
Yep.
I see 3 orbs. Um,
Right near the fly swatter, there's 4 orbs there that I can confirm. Or the
I see the
bugs
green
after
one.
fly.
I
There's
see the green one. And that one looks red, but that's actually translucent, and that's because of the back. It's just the ground. I just see those 2.
There's one right up against the rafter.
Oh,
or the
on the bottom.
Yeah,
on the
right
bottom?
up against the beam.
Yeah, I see that now.
And then if you
That's
go,
3.
but then for the other one, you kind of have to zoom in, but it's kind of right next to that one at the bottom of the tree.
Okay, I can't zoom in.
That's fair. That's fair. But
Like, I'm full screen right now on your stream, and I can't see.
I've been told I have eagle eyes, so.
Hey, fair is fair. So yeah, this is it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute, that's a bug way up there. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple bugs in this one.
I see 3 bugs.
Yep. 2 over by the tree, 1 right up in the rafters. You can see the bottom half of a bug up there in the rafters.
From the ceiling?
Yeah, if you look, if it's just past the one where that one very visible orb or particle is.
Mm-hmm.
It's in between those 2
That's not a bug.
That's not? What is that?
I don't know. Probably dirt.
Leaves. I don't know, but if you zoom in enough, it kind of looks like a person. Unfortunately, you guys can't really zoom in. Like, I'll find a better way to show these for you guys later. Another time if we ever get more.
Okay, I'm opening it up in browser.
Yeah.
No, that's not a bug. Those are leaves.
They are leaves?
Yeah. This was around fall, so
fair enough. Fair enough.
This was taken on Halloween.
Me
enjoying things like this on Halloween.
Yeah, but over here, the only thing that gives me the creepy vibes is just that fire pit cover. It's unnaturally dark.
The fire pit cover, yeah.
It's just unnaturally dark in the image.
Well,
it looks like a void.
Well, your uneasiness nerves are justified because there have been snakes and mice in there.
I can handle mice and snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, copperheads? Could you handle a copperhead being under there?
I used to manhandle rattlesnakes in South Carolina.
I can't handle snakes. I can barely handle a baby rat snake.
So the next image, I think this one is your front door.
Yeah, that's off my front door.
There is a lot of orbs here. Now I forgot to save the original picture for this one. So we only got the enhanced version. The areas that are circled in red, it's in between the 2 trees in the one of the front yard.
Yeah.
That's what this area is in between those 2 trees from the looks of it.
Yeah, it is. And you can literally see off in the distance, off to the right, obvious lights from my neighbors across the street.
Yes.
And those are when I took those are the people that I was talking about earlier when that were terrified and just couldn't wait to leave.
Which is understandable. Now, there is a lot of orbs here. Like, wow.
And I think it's because I attract things like that. So that could be the reason why, because they probably saw, hey, I'm taking pictures. They're probably wanting to get noticed. And you didn't even circle them all because I see a green one
There's a
right
green-
next to the branch. Oh, no,
No.
right next to that branch that's curving on the right. That's curving away. That's curving inward. Can you see it? That green orb?
No. There's even orb just outside of one of the circles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow. The amount of orbs in this one. Last time I saw this many orbs was at my house. And there was actually even more than that.
I told you the land is haunted.
But yeah,
It's the land, not the houses. It's the land. The houses are casualties in this instance.
Which is usually what happens in a lot of houses. Is the house may be somewhat new, but it's haunted for some odd reason.
And building it on top of haunted land is a reason why it could become haunted.
Mhm.
Now, ever since I am a practicing Wiccan, I have never let any negative spirits inside that house. Ever. I've only let positive, good spirits come through. And so every now and then, like the footsteps and the ghostly figure, those are the only times. Now, I don't like talking about the supernatural at my parents' house. I don't like talking about it while I'm there to other people.
You should
because
never talk
I get
about
this
it. When
I get this feeling like, oh, he's talking about us. Let's get closer. That's how it feels.
Yeah. So when you talk about the supernatural becomes attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
why
I'm at my grandparents' house and I don't feel that here.
that is why it's like, and it goes the same thing for like certain cryptids. If you start talking about certain cryptids more, the more likely they're going to end up trying to get around you. The same
Like
thing with
Bigfoot.
ghosts, demons. No, Bigfoot's actually the opposite.
Yeah, I know.
You're trying to look for Bigfoot, and he's like 10,000 miles away. Now,
I
still
don't know if he exists or not. It's hard
Now-
to prove.
Now, the more aggressive stuff likes it when you talk about them. And that's why you have to worry.
Yeah.
Because we're talking like demons love it when you talk about them. Especially when you know the demon's name. And never learn a demon's name. It's not worth the risk. Not unless you're trying to get rid of it. And even then, to get rid of it, you have to know what you're doing.
Yep, that's why you can't get rid of me.
Who said I wanted to get rid of you? You're stuck with me.
Well, we can't get rid of Czar either.
Well, Zar's not a demon.
She acts like one.
So do I. Just so you guys know, ads are about to start in like 5 minutes. Prime, subs, and Turbo will not get ads. People with good ad blockers will also not get ads. And after this set of ad breaks, we will go over and do the final chapter of the podcast, which is the Roseland Theater. And Slenderman.
Slenderman is not real.
I'm going to say Slenderman is not a cryptid.
Yeah,
It is-
they're a creepypasta entirely.
They're a creepypasta / urban legend.
That that only came to being like not that long ago, actually.
Yeah.
So it was like a decade and a half ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's still relatively new.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
probably how a lot of cryptids came out to be.
When
Creepypasta.
we talk about cryptids, we're talking things like Bigfoot,
El
Skinwalkers,
Chupacabra.
Wendigos, El Chupacabras, The what was the one in Boston?
Um. Oh,
idea.
Oh,
there's this one I'm thinking about. It's
it's in Fallout 4.
I don't play Fallout, so
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, we're talking like cryptids like that.
yeah.
You got like the swamp monster or the swamp witch, I think it's called.
Something.
Yeah, like those kind of cryptids. Where we can't
There
prove
was
that's
a
real or not. But
Well,
if you don't want to run into them if they are.
well, there is one cryptid I know of that's also native Hispanic, and it's more
Mothman.
having to do with Mothman. So I was trying to think about earlier. Um,
Mothman's West Virginia.
yeah. Where I lived in Texas at one point was basically, as I said, Harlingen. It was very Latino dominated culture, so there's a lot of Hispanics there. So a lot of their legends came along with them.
Mm.
One of their legends is of a big owl that witches turn
Oh.
into.
Oh, I've heard that one, and that's a good one.
Yes. And so my friend, I love her to bits. She told me how she had this owl, just big ass owl, just perched outside her window one night. Like human sized owl. And then all of a sudden it disappeared.
Oh wow. Well, you're back. I just hid the photos.
Yep.
But yeah. So eventually we will be talking about cryptids. I decided when we do cryptids, when we get towards the end of the state, before like the big things for that state, we're gonna talk about the cryptids for that state.
So you're gonna be talking about cryptids for Oregon
Yes.
when you're done? Okay.
Yeah. No. Oregon and Washington's got a couple cryptids.
And some states share the same cryptids.
Exactly. Washington and Oregon share Bigfoot or Sasquatch, whatever they want to call it.
I thought that was pretty much a lot of the northern states,
Yeah.
including Texas.
Yeah. But Washington has one of the I think one of the most sightings, if I remember correctly.
It you know what? There was also a reality show that was actually chasing Bigfoot, and I think it took place in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
No. And the ads are about to start in 30 seconds, guys, just so you guys know. And then after ads, we'll talk about the Roseland Theater and the murder that happened over there.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Interesting indeed.
Oh yeah,
Very, very interesting.
it's I feel bad for the poor guy though. He definitely got done wrong.
He'll be fine.
So this will be like a perfect time for us all to go use the bathroom, get up, stretch.
Yep.
Let's go. See you guys in like 3 minutes or so.
And I think we're back, Derpy.
Well, actually, you have the mod. You can tell when the ads actually end.
Okay. I'm no longer a mod, so but that's okay.
Hello, everybody. We're still waiting for Derpy to get back, but come back from the ads.
Sorry, head pet
I'm
also does
sorry.
not work right now.
I had to go check up. I had to go check up on my
Oh, it
roommate.
does work.
What?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm sorry, head pet's at work right now. I was like, oh wait, it does work.
Yes, yes, they do.
Okay.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I had to go check up on my roommate. She was up.
Okay.
Make sure she's doing okay. All right. So let's get into the most interesting bit of this, the Roseland Theater.
Ooh.
So over here, this is going to be our first demonic haunting location ever. All right. And so this place will have residual hauntings, intellectual hauntings, poltergeist activity, and a demonic haunting. Thankfully, for the demonic hauntings, no one has been injured.
Yeah,
Thankfully. And the demonic haunting only happens when people are alone in the building.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be going over all of that. We got to get through the history and all that. So now, this place only has access to the public when they have a music event. They are a music venue. And they do hold concerts. So if you want to go to this place, you do have to go and check to see what concerts they have coming up. And even then, most of the areas are going to be restricted due to staff only areas. You're not going to be allowed backstage. You're not going to be allowed in certain areas. And once the concert's over, you need to leave. So, unfortunately, there's not going to be a whole lot of exploring you're going to be allowed to do.
Mm.
Now, this is on Northeast 6th Ave in Portland, Oregon. This is right in downtown, primarily near Old Town Portland, or Old Chinatown, to be more precise. And there's a whole history about that. Oh, God. That's going to be part of what we're going to be talking about, the things that have gone on there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. There was a lot of bad things happened there, especially around World War II era time. But this building was built in 1922 and was originally constructed to be a church. And I don't even want to try to pronounce that word. You want
Put
to
it
try
out
for
in
me?
chat. Put it out in chat.
Yeah. I'll put it out in chat.
Happy pasta.
I don't know why I cut it, but
Yeah, I can say it perfectly well.
There we go.
Apostolic Faith Congregation.
yes, that. And they are
Apostolic Faith Congregation. Okay.
yeah, they're basically Pentatonic or Pentecostal Christians. So I don't know what that's all about, but I did a little bit of research into them to see what they were about.
We don't really need to go into it though.
No. Later on, the building was bought out by a Larry Hurwitz. And the name was changed. The name of the building was changed to Starry Night. And then later on, in 1991, the theater was renamed the Roseland Theater after a dark chapter of its history. And it is now currently being used as a prominent music venue managed by Double T's concerts. So, yeah, they still have like things going on there and all that. So, now let's get into the dark history of this place. Like, to understand why this place is haunted, we do kind of have to go through this part. So this part is a bit of a murder mystery type deal. But there was an employee who used to work there named Timothy Marrow? What? How would you pronounce that last name, Sarah? There's a lot of vowels.
Morrow, probably.
Morrow? Yeah. And he was originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and eventually moved to Portland, Oregon. All right. So, for one,
Baton Rouge itself is haunted.
yes, Baton Rouge is very haunted. Louisiana is like, if I remember correctly, Louisiana is the most haunted state in America.
Yeah.
So, but that's another video long down the road.
That's probably going to take a year
here,
to cover all of Louisiana.
yeah. No, when he came out here, when he moved out here to join Reed College to be a philosopher. Yeah, he majored in philosophy. And his dream was to be a musical promoter. Interesting dream. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather be the one making the music and or playing the music. But to each their own. And he started working at Starry Night under Larry Hurwitz. So, now we get into some of the stuff that Timothy has seen Larry do. Larry has been caught making counterfeit tickets and selling them to his own business and then pocketing the money for himself. And people can't be like, hey, you sold me these fake counterfeits, because he would have other people sell them to them, and it would be like, why you got counterfeit tickets? He had plausible deniability backing him up for that. Unfortunately, Timothy ended up catching on to this, and he was going to report it to the authorities. And you know what happens when you report somebody, or you want to report somebody to the authorities who's making a lot of money because they're greedy and all that. Some people will get killed. Unfortunately, that happens to Timothy. In 1990, Timothy was lured to the theater under the guise of a meeting. There, when he arrived, he would see Larry and a stagehand by the name of George Castagonla. What?
I will try and pronounce that.
What is with people with these weird long last names?
If you want, paste it in chat. Paste it in chat. Maybe I can do it.
Yeah.
That's a
site reading. It's Castanola.
Castanola. Okay. Yeah, right there. All right.
Casanova.
And
Almost like Casanova.
yeah. No, then they ended up strangling him with a garrote. I think that is how it's pronounced.
A garrote.
A garrote. There, I was close.
I only know it because I've seen a bunch of
Yeah.
spy
And for those who
hitman
don't know what that is, it is pretty much a wire that has two handles on each side, and it's used as a strangulation tool. Very effective at the strangulation part. This one that was used on him was made with cables and microphones. So, and after he
Did he set it up?
what?
I said,
Who?
did he set it up?
It's around that era, actually.
I'm sorry.
It is around the Diddy party era, so
I just wanted to make that little joke. That's all.
it's all good. But so after he went unconscious and presumed to be dead at this point, they just proceed to wrap his head in duct tape to ensure he was dead.
Oh wow! So they
Yeah.
also tried to suffocate him at the same time,
Yes,
just for extra measure.
and then
Wow!
yeah, no, it gets worse. They go even farther.
Oh no!
They put him in a garbage bag, and then transport him to a pre-dug grave in a rural forested area of Washington State, and that's where they buried him. Supposedly dead. I mean, I'm pretty sure he is dead at this point. I mean,
Wow!
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
dark.
Oh, yeah. And to make sure that people do not question where he went, they took his personal car and dropped it off at PDX, or Portland International Airport. Make it look like he flew back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't have very many CCTVs back then.
No, they didn't. This was like
I mean, they had them. They just didn't have them all over yet.
Yeah, no. Now,
Oh.
when it came to the investigations, there was a missing persons filed for him. All right. So the people did notice he was gone. Unfortunately, the only people who they had to go off of was the people who murdered him. And Larry basically claimed that he left due to personal issues and alleged drug use. And it went cold from then on. Until 1997.
Oh.
And what ended up causing that to come back up was the federal government started investigating Larry for tax evasion because of his counterfeit ticket scheme. Yes, he continued that all the way up till then. And then during that investigation, new information about Timothy arose. Now, 2 people were arrested and charged for the murder of Timothy. All right. And it was George. I'm not even going to try. He was yeah. He was arrested and charged in 1998. And then he proceeded to confess and pretty much rat out Larry. Now, at this point, if I remember correctly, at this point, Larry's already in jail at this point for tax evasion.
Very much, if I'm going down, you're going down with me, kind of thing.
yeah. George ends up serving 10 years in prison for murder. Yeah, that's not a long time for murder, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
This is the part that's going to be crappy. When Larry goes to jail, he is sentenced for 12 years for both the tax evasion and murder. And he only spends 8 of it in jail.
Oh, he got out on good behavior.
Yeah. Now, there was justice for Timothy, at least for his family, got retribution. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Larry, and that is when Larry admitted to the murders. And he ended up paying them $3 million as a settlement.
Oh, so he didn't go back to jail.
Well, he
Oh,
got
he already
out.
served
Larry
it.
was still in jail at that point.
Oh, okay.
Larry got out of jail in 2008. So, yeah. He only served about 2/3 of his sentence in jail. And to this day, they still never found Timothy's body. And both Larry and George have told them exactly where the body was. But when they went there, the body was nowhere to be found.
That's creepy.
I know. That's like one of those things that's like, I want to create a conspiracy theory that, yeah, maybe he was still alive. He managed to crawl out of his grave, and the grave was a shallow grave. But he's, definitely dead. But he dies due to being lost in the forest. Because, I'm sorry, but if I wake up buried in a plastic bag and tape around my face, and I wake up and I get out and I get free and I'm in a forest, I'm not going to know where the hell I am.
You know, there's a possibility. I can think of a possibility, and here's my conspiracy, which is not much of a conspiracy. If it was a shallow grave, maybe at some point, because of weather, the bag started showing, so somebody probably thought he was trash.
Mm-hmm.
And then they discovered it was a body, and then they just have an unmarked grave for him somewhere.
Yeah. Or animals got to the grave.
That too.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why we
But,
bury bodies so deep.
Yeah.
And animals is the reason why, because they can smell a body.
Mm-hmm. But we're also usually inside of a casket that's almost impenetrable for an animal to get into.
This is true.
Well, if you buy a good casket.
But
Just put me in a wooden basket and I'll be good.
now, the hauntings that happen here at the Roseland Hotel. Some people think it's Timothy's ghost. Others think it's other vengeful spirits related to the church. Now, whatever they did at the church, we don't have any history on.
I think it's Timothy.
It could be. It could also be connected. It just could be leftover spiritual energy from the church.
Or it could be both.
Yeah.
Well, it could be both Timothy and what the people did at the church that are bad.
Yeah. Now,
Churches themselves tend to be kind of haunted.
yes, they do. They have a lot of spiritual energy that they store up. Which
I wonder
causes
if
them to be
that's why
haunted.
they're so cold.
Probably.
Because every
Now-
church I've been into has been so cold.
You want to hear a very spooky story about happened here? This is
Sure.
the demonic haunting event that happened. There was 2 employees after a concert that was working there, and they were working together when cleaning up, like picking up the amps, putting them up, stacking them all together, cleaning up the wiring and all that. And one of them had to go use the bathroom. when he got into the bathroom, he went, used it, did everything he was going to do in the bathroom. When he went to leave, he couldn't leave. He was stuck in the bathroom. Now, the bathroom in this theater is one of those swing door bathrooms where there is no lock, there's no handle. You just push the door open.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he could not get out. And he was banging on the door, screaming for help. While the person that he left behind in the stage area also was having an experience happening over there. The amps started falling over for no reason at all, and cables started to move towards him. The employee started running towards the bathroom to where his friend is, and once he got close to the bathroom, it all stopped at once.
That's freaky as fuck. Derpy, if we go there, you're leaving me alone.
I'm leaving you alone. Wow. So you want those cables to get you, huh?
I'm kidding.
I better hear you go and see, like, yes, Daddy, choke me harder. What did you think is going to happen at that point? The ghost is either going to stop or it's going to continue. Now,
oh my god!
ever since that incident, the company has implemented a rule. It's now company policy. No one's allowed to be alone when working in there after hours. Which means if one person has to use the bathroom, if there's 2 or 3 people there, guess what? They're going with him.
It just makes sense.
Yep.
They could just probably stay outside the bathroom
And there
guarding the door.
Yeah, there hasn't been an incident since that policy.
So the company is well aware of the demonic hauntings. That's
Yeah.
good. They're not
Yeah,
just sweeping it under the rug like some do.
Yeah. Well, no, they did. The only reason why it came out in public is because those employees were like, yeah, this happened here. They come, like, you go and ask the company, the owner of the company, and they'll say no comment and leave.
Yeah, that's because they're not going to talk about it.
Yep. Now, besides that happening, other things do happen there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, nowhere near as bad as that. But that demonic haunting. I wanted to do that there so that we can leave off on some less scary stuff. But
I listened to your podcast in the dark, so.
Oh, that's fine. So people have heard whispering voices in rooms that have empty rooms and hallways. Some of the more common stuff, like the voices, people feel like they're being watched while they work, and both people feeling that. That is probably the whatever's doing the demonic haunting, because that's everywhere in the building.
Yeah.
People have heard mysterious noises like footsteps, doors opening and closing, unexplained thuds. And being inside the building gives you an eerie feeling. Like, it's just bad vibes being inside. It's like, it makes me want to go to it even more, to be honest, because of that.
Of course I would.
I mean, why not? But yeah, and then you got objects being moved, which is from that demonic haunting, like the amps that are falling. Now, anyone who knows how big and heavy amps are, they don't just topple over.
It takes a lot of energy for that to happen.
It takes a lot of force and strength to push those over.
So for a spirit to do that, they need a
Yes.
lot of energy. That is freaking scary as hell.
Yeah, and then the fact that a swinging door being stuck. You know how notorious those things are easy to open.
Yeah.
Oh
A
yeah,
slight breeze opens them.
you fart and it opens.
Exactly. So for one of them to get stuck is odd. And that is what goes on at Roseland Theater.
That was so creepy.
Yeah.
You see why I wanted to save that for the last, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
It's definitely worth being the last one. And for those who want to go see it, just go to their go see the place and experience the music there. They play some really good music there. Just look to see when their next event is. You can find it on their website.
Don't go to the bathroom by yourself. Make sure there's
Yeah.
a crowd of people there to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, make sure you put on a show for them.
Look. If I'm gonna be trapped in the bathroom, I'm gonna make it worthwhile.
Strip. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no.
Sorry.
If you haven't noticed it, I ended up creating a little bit of a theme when I was doing my research. When I was doing all my research and I was picking the areas, I was like, first one I picked, Roseland Theater, because I was like, that one I know. I know that one's history, and that one's history is easy to pull up. Yes, you
Did
can.
you ever do security work there?
No, I did not. But I
Thank
do
God.
know an employee. I do know somebody who has worked there, and she can verify that policy. Unfortunately, she was there after the event happened, so she can't verify the event, but she can verify that that policy does exist.
Okay. Has she ever had any experiences herself? Not demonic, but just in general.
No,
there.
she said the most that she's felt is like somebody's always watching.
That's still a creepy feeling in itself.
Yes. Yeah, and I work with her, just so you know. Well, kind of. She used to relieve me. Now I relieve her in the morning. It's Dizzy.
Oh,
Yeah.
we all know her.
Yeah. So,
We love her.
yeah, no, yeah, they just, yeah, sometimes things happen. Like, you never know.
Yep.
But, yeah, no, it's like, man, I was like, I'd love to go and get, like, pictures of some of these places, but Roseland Theater does not allow cameras inside.
Probably for that reason.
Yeah, you need to be like a reporter to be allowed to take pictures on the inside, and you can only do it during the events and no video recording.
I wonder if they will ever allow ghost hunting to happen.
Probably not.
Probably because they don't acknowledge it themselves. They keep brushing it
Because
under. And
there's theories that Larry is still involved with the theater. He's not the owner, but apparently there are theories that he still has sway over what happens at the theater.
I've had to be dead from old age by now.
No.
No,
Nope.
he was sentenced in like 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was in... There we... Did I ban him? No, I timed him out. Yeah, fuck it.
I am going to add them to mine though.
There we go. Banned. So, yeah, no, that's just... That happens. But yeah, no, that was this episode of Ghostly Gossips. We managed. You know what? I'm kind of happy that we managed to pull that. We only did 5 because holy cow, we would have hit 3 hours.
Yeah.
And hey, guys, if you got any ghost stories and stuff, stories that you want to tell for the podcast, just contact me. You can contact me on Discord, TikTok, Twitter. Just contact me, and we can work something out where you guys can join the podcast and we can go over the ghost stories for the podcast. If you guys got images you want to share of odd ghost events like ghost orbs, shadow people, and all that, send them to me. I will.
Silhouettes.
Yeah, no, I will gladly review them. Make sure they're safe for stream. Make sure they're not going to be like, hey, this is going to cause a copyright or any of that kind of stuff. But I will gladly do that for you guys. So don't be scared. And Ghostly Gossips will be starting on the 2nd Saturday and the 4th Saturday of every month, starting in December. So I do hope to see you guys again for the next episode, which is, oh god,
His
December
2nd
14th.
Saturday. Yeah, say, yeah.
I hope to see you guys then. And the next episode of Ghostly Gossips should be on Spotify. Not this upcoming Monday, but the next Monday. So I love you all. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone.